No, we get a lot of Let's Go Help members saying that, oh, all the grants are gone already, particularly for my small business, whatever. And that's nonsense. I mean, there's a big one that is gone, and that's the PPP. And a lot of people got that millions, but there's that's just one of thousands that are out there. Now, even national and SBA grants and things like that are still there that people don't realize. But there's a nice article in the Philadelphia Inquirer that I ran into, and that was in one of my Google alerts. And maybe I could move me off of here in case it's there. That's maybe a little better to see that. Okay, so here, small business COVID grants. What's still available? And they're not all from the Small Business Administration. Okay, first is the EIDL. I mean, what shocks me about that's the emergency money, and it's a loan. And the next item here, the SBA grants. That's the big SBA grant. Now you have to be in a certain a low income zone, they call them, and you could tell there, but they're looking for almost like over 500,000 more small businesses to apply. 500,000, 500,000 businesses. Wow. And that's crazy money to me. And it's a grant up to $15,000, and go through the process. I mean, if it's, just go to the SBA site, look for EDIL, and just start filling it out. Don't try to find out information before and from all these hucksters like me on the internet. No, you just start filling out the damn thing. If you have a problem, they have offices there you could call. If you can't get through, call your local small business development center and just get an answer and keep applying. The worst is that you're not going to get it, right? Okay. Also, they have forgiveness on new and existing loans for the Small Business Administration. 3 months forgiveness. So the interest and principal for 3 months, they're going to forgive. So get a small business loan and you get a bunch of it forgiven. So that's the kind of, and there's different kinds of loans. And again, there's a lot of free help for that. You don't have to pay anybody to do that because they run that through lenders. So, offices, but find out which lenders specialize in your kind of business. That's the key to this, because if they don't know you or understand your business at all, we don't know anything about it. It looks like a risk. They have to know the kind of business you're in. So the SBA will tell you which businesses give, loans to your kind of business, or which banks give loans to your kind of business. And actually, you can get them for like PayPal and things like that now. Shuttered venue operators grants. Okay. This program is still available. And these are people who are live venue operators or promoters, theatrical producers. So you don't have to have a venue. You could just be a producer. A live performing arts organizations, museums, motion picture theater operators, including owners, talent representatives. Yeah, you represent some talent, you get a grant here up to $10 million. Wow. Employee retention tax credit. People don't realize this is up to $10,000 because you have an employee. Now, what happens, see, when you have employees, you have to pay the government, a tax more or less on their wages. They're giving you $10,000 back for that, and actually it's up to $28,000, for the next year. Families First COVID Response Act tax credit. Okay, what's this? Through December 31st of this year, employers can be reimbursed up to $511 a day through the payroll tax credit for any employee who misses work due to COVID-related reason, including getting vaccinations or watching over a sick family member. That means your boss can get back $500 a day because you got to stay home and take care of somebody. I mean, this is money they wouldn't have gotten. If they don't apply for it, they're not going to get it. So they probably don't even know. So you have to educate them. Work opportunity tax credit. If they hire you, the employer gets $9,600 for every new employee you had. Now, it depends on type of employee. So they're looking people maybe who are returning to work and things like that. Then the government wants to help you hire them, and they'll give them $9,600. So if you're one of these people, you can go look for a job and say, hey, I could get you $9,600 if you hire me. Now that's cool. See, there's all different ways than just grants get money from the government. Tax loss carryover. This is cool. If you lost money on your business, this year, last year, whatever, you could go back to the years that you made money and had to pay taxes and get that tax money back. See, that's cool, isn't it? How would you think of that? I wouldn't until I read this. And there's also a charitable tax deduction, which is higher. So now even individuals who take a standard tax deduction could get an extra $300 or $600 for donating to charity. And businesses have a special deduction up to 25%, and it's usually only 10%. So that tax deduction is another way to get money back from the IRS, right? And you're getting it back from the government in a tax, but through the IRS sector. Now, Philadelphia has a program and expired, but there's still a program. There's one program that expired, another that has not expired, where they give you $50,000 forgivable loan. $50,000 forgivable loan. That's a city. The state has money. Okay, grants from $5,000 to $50,000 from the grant. See, that's right. It's city, it's state. Now here, they even have New Jersey. Talking about Delaware didn't have one. But that doesn't mean there's none in Delaware, or there's not more than the city or the state is giving. And that's right, because nonprofit organizations, their economic development offices, in communities and regions and stuff, there's a whole bunch of places you still can look for. And that means digging harder. But this is easy stuff. You want to get the easy stuff first. And if that doesn't work, then you got to dig harder. And that means getting on the phone, like calling every economic development office in your state. And there'll be like 15, 20, or maybe 30 of them. And you say, hey, what do you got for people trying to stay in business or grow their business? That's what they're there for. We have offices in every state, city, whose only job is to help you start a business or expand a business. They're getting paid to do this. You don't have to do this alone. Use the people who do this every day. They're doing it every day. They're going to know a lot more than you. This is the first time you're doing it. Not that they know everything, but they certainly know a lot more than you do. So you start with them. They don't work out. You call another one. They don't work out. That's the name of the game. Yeah, you're like a detective going down the street looking for, hey, did you see this accident that was here? And you go to the next neighbor. Did you see that? Yeah, that's what life is. Banging on doors, taking a list, checking it twice, find out who's naughty or nice. And that's what we do at Let's Go Help, is show you, we give you a list of all the places that are likely to do this, likely to have money, likely to have services. And then you have to follow through on that. But finding those places is the hard part because they're not listed in alphabetical order in Google. They're within a billion websites you're going to get when you do anything like that. So I'll be here 15, 20 more years, I hope. Keep helping you when I can. Maybe it won't be 15 years. Well, I got two websites that help people find money and help they want to get out of financial trouble or to do the things they always want to do in life. Buy a house, start a business, get an education, get out of debt, things like that. And I concentrate for 40 years now, or more probably, on finding free sources of money. These are government grants or nonprofit organizations. So I have two services that help people do this. One is called letsgohelp.com. And this is a closed Facebook group, where we help each other. And I do the research. When you ask a question, you can ask me a personal question, and you start a discussion that you need, tell me what you need money for, and I do my research to find you the best possible sources of government programs or nonprofit organizations that will help you solve that financial problem. So that's $20 or $19.95 a month. But if you don't want to join anything, and there's a lot of people like that, I understand. I have another service for only $5.95, and this is where you could download a report of all the sources of money and help in your state for your problem. So if you have a financial problem paying bills or debt and things like that, for $5.95, you download a report of the name, address, phone number, and video instructions of how to contact these people and how to apply for their money to solve your financial problem with debt or credit card, things like that. Then there's another report for every state on starting a business, a nonprofit, or invention, or working on your crazy idea. And then also how to get a higher paying job. This is job training money, education money, college money, things like that. And what they remember, they're just places in your state. That's where the action is. Okay, then there's for health care, dental care, prescription drugs, and even pet care. And then there's free consultants in every state, mentoring, consulting, research, legal advice, things like that. And then real estate, you want to buy a house, rent a house, you got to pay your bills for mortgage and rent, things like that. And then about a dozen or 2 dozen places in your state that give you free legal help. So all those reports are available on letsgoreports.com. So that's 2 places. Maybe I can help you there. If not, just watch the videos on YouTube, and that gives you links to go get it yourself. The biggest problem is you have to know it's there. That's what I do, and I've been doing it for 50 years, and I hope I have about 15 more.